Welcome to Deep Thought. Sit back and think on some things. Now, that's the main theme of this channel anyway. Deep Thought is not so much to put out like deep concepts, and I've done that, of course, but really just to think, period. And I've talked about this before. I've had this theme before in a video. I'll probably have it several times until I stop doing this 30 years from now or something. Indeed, something to think about. 30 years from now, it might be like virtual reality. Like videos like this might be old or something, It might be like something in the past. It might be we all sitting in a virtual classroom or something. That's something to think about. And we already got some virtual reality now, but instead of having videos like this where you're looking at it through your smartphone, and a few people might look at it on their laptops, or even we still got a few desktops people looking at it through. You might just put on the glasses and we all in a classroom or something, and I'm just talking about whatever. It might be to the point where we interacting with each other as we're talking. We already got that, really, if you think about like these live videos and everything. People, they ain't interacting directly, but it might be a situation where, because we all glasses and everything, I'm interacting, I have my glasses on, I'm interacting with you. I can actually see what you look like, or at least what your avatar is. Hey, seriously, it's something to think about. And I'm just flowing with this one. Because that's how it might be. And shoot, that's just one thing. But just in your life though, really think about it. Why you're like, if you're struggling or anything like that, think about why you're struggling. Why are you struggling? You would think, I would hope that you think that you're smarter than that. Why are you struggling? How come you're not where you want to be? Sit back and think about it. Why are things not going well for you? Sit back and think about it. Even little things. Why you want that fancy car? Seriously, why you want that fancy car? You trying to impress other people? You know what? I was in a car a few weeks ago. Drove. In fact, I just did one of my car Rom videos for my main channel. And I had actually stopped. And then a car pulled up next to me. And his car door came up, and it kind of tapped my car. All it did was just move my mirror and everything. And it was an older guy, and I came and looked at it. He was friendly, and we talked a bit. He was a friendly guy. He apologized and everything. It didn't cause any scratches or anything, but you think about it. Even if it had been a scratch, it's a modest car. It's a very modest car. Unless it had been something major, then I'd have been like, oh man, I got car insurance. And yeah, I could take care of that. But then one of the things I said while I was walking with him, I was just like, you see some of these like real fancy cars, that's why they take up 2 spaces. You ever like just be up there in a parking lot, any place, and you see one of those fancy cars? It could be a Corvette, or shoot, every now and then a Lamborghini. I saw a Rolls Royce parked on the street one time when I was going to get comic books. And you thinking about it, they will take up 2-3 spaces. They will take up 2 or 3 spaces so somebody don't park right next to their car. And I was thinking about that. I was like, what's the point of getting a car if you worried about it being scratched or anything like that? A fancy car. Like, even if you trying to impress somebody, who you trying to impress? The car thief? The car thief might be looking at it like, They might clock you or something, say, you know what, I can get that car, take it to a place that can break it down, send those parts off to somebody else who got the same car. Hey, think about that. I drive a modest car because I don't drive it that much. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna get a big car. You know, it'd be like one of those cars you need to wash every day or something. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Now, I could have. Trust me, I can afford like one of those fancy cars, but I'm like, why? And plus it draws unnecessary attention to you. But I thought about that. I thought about that. Like everything, every little thing you do, think about. Think about. Think about what I'm talking about. You know, think about why you watch this channel. Why do you watch this channel? Why do you watch this channel? I mean, shoot. Is it to look over my shoulders at some of the books? I actually had somebody, they looked over, they had a question about a book that's over my shoulder. You know? Is it to stimulate your mind? Or, oh shoot, it could be to be entertained. I ain't trying to entertain you on this channel, but some people could be entertained. Hey, some people could be entertained by intellectual stuff. They so intellectual to the point, the only thing that truly entertains them that they're interested in is intellectual stuff. You know, they the type who, they'll go to intellectual type of seminars, or they just looking at the more deeper thinking stuff that's online. You know, they ain't looking at like some of like the prank videos or anything like that. They looking at serious thought, serious things that's going on in the world. And let me talk about that. Think about that. Like this morning, I saw something about Italy, and they're thinking like they're lack of babies being born is an irreversible issue, because they were talking. I saw this article, and it was talking about towns in Italy now, that, you know, all the young people were leaving, therefore they're not having babies, nothing but older people. And then they had to shut down businesses and everything. And in fact, that birth thing is something serious in a good portion of the world. That birth thing, that's something to think about though. That's something to think about. Now, it's interesting with that. It's something to think about. It's a major issue in most of the Western world. But you get a place like Africa and, you know, some Middle East countries, it's not an issue at all, especially in Africa. That's something to think about. They having kids, but they you know what? It's still not. It was one person on a video that said something. Children are more valued there. They have children that because they really have them. You know, at least for now. But that's something to think about. You know, people trying to solve that problem. It was like, well, do people value children? Because one thing I would say about that in the Western countries, you know, in the Western countries, a lot of times people have the children, but then they not raising them. And then it costs a lot of money. You know, they're not having the children for the sake of having the children. Just the children. They looking at all this other stuff. Something to think about. Yeah, but sit back. I mean, and you know, I threw out a few things here and there, but sit back and think about anything. It could be anything personal to you. Because two different people, they're going to have different things that's important to them. I'll be thinking about this, y'all might be thinking about that. Yeah, that's cool. But sit back and think about it, all right? So anyway, just some thought. Let me know what y'all thinking about. If you want to share. If you don't want to share, that's cool. Just think about it anyway. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.